bleeding. Okay, welcome. This is VOP 90.3 FM City of Lagos, and we're looking at the front page reports first off, and take a couple from in here and here and there, and we'll have our analysts join us. Rufai Oseni and Ejiro Mukoro will be joining to look at some of the stories that already piqued their interest all through the time. We'll be looking at the papers, and then at about 7:45, you get to join us on days like this when there's nothing at the top of the hour. That is how it is, so that you can get to talk till about 8:20 something. And after that, at about 10:30, all things being equal, we may come back with something else that we could be looking at. We're going to start off straight on. I am Cordelia Obe, reaching you live from Lagos. You could follow on social media at Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter. Now X is at VOP 903 FM. You could also follow me at Cordelia OKPEI, one word, Cordelia Obe. Now let's move on straight to take a look at the papers right in front of us. And I have the very first one here. And this one is The Guardian. And front page of The Guardian, what we have: piecemeal restructuring. Row as House revives single 6-year tenure bill after 4 failed attempts. Row as House revives single 6-year tenure bill after 4 failed attempts. We also have phase out electricity subsidy. 36 governors tell FG. 4.8 million persons at risk of acute hunger in Northeast. This according to FAO. They're warning. Bandits shoot soldiers, kill several persons in Niger, Katsina. Power crisis deepens as Gencos receive 4.7% of invoiced amount. Labor insists on 250,000 naira as state governors earn 6.71 trillion naira in 1 year. Youths protest EFCC's raid on Ondo night clubs. And I also have here that some of the owners of those clubs are quite upset, saying that drinks and so on were looted and all that. Okay, now this is a story that you find in virtually all the papers. I'm going to take something from The Guardian that tells the story. So when you hear me talk about it, again, you know that, oh, that was what she was talking about. Embattled Rivers lawmakers remain in PDP court rules. And the story has it that the AG, Attorney General, dismisses ruling, says suit still pending. Now, a Rivers State High Court sitting in Port Harcourt has affirmed that Martins Amaiwole and 26 other members of the Rivers State House of Assembly are still members of the People's Democratic Party, PDP. That forget all those other things that maybe you just see on TV, that we are the campaign, we are this, we are that all those are just drama. Are their names still on the paper of the whatever? Do they still have the card? As long as they still have those, they're still members. Well, the judgment was delivered yesterday, and this case was filed by Hyacinth Amadi, Gospower Oboa, and Tonye Dyrus. They were seeking to declare the seats of the 27 lawmakers vacant. Now, the suit had Amaiwole and Co. as the first defendant, the Rivers State House of Assembly, and the State Attorney General as the second and third defendants, respectively. Now, the PDP had filed a motion to be joined in that particular suit and were added as the fourth defendant. Justice Okogbole Gbasam, the presiding judge, held that the claimants failed to prove that the defendants had actually defected to the All Progressive Congress, APC. And he also went on to say that membership of a party is only proven by being listed on the party's register or by membership card, and that television ceremonies and or verbal statements are not enough to show the same. Anyway, the Rivers Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice and third defendant to the suit, Dagogo Israel Iburoma, he has advised the general public to disregard the story making the rounds about that story I just read. And he goes on to talk about his own this, that, and that during a press briefing. And he says that case is actually still pending. Long story. Rivers, you got many rivers to cross. All the best. Now we have 4.8 million persons at risk of acute hunger in Northeast, FAO warns. Now, that story has it that the Food and Agriculture Organization FAO representative in Nigeria and Economic Community of West African States ECOWAS, Dominic Kofi Kwako, has warned that 4.84 million persons may experience acute food insecurity in the northeast, and they mentioned a particular region they've called Bay, that is Borno, Adamawa, and Yobe states, that it's quite difficult. Well, they were launching the rainy season farm input distribution 2024 to farmers in that region I just mentioned, and they clarified that out of the projected population, 4.84 million people are in the BAY states. Now they're just hoping that people will be able to farm as much, and so on and so forth. And somehow we have an idea of why farming is becoming quite difficult in those regions. Well, we wish all of us the best as we try to sort that out. Now let's take the Nation newspaper. From the Nation above the mast, we have Nigeria conducive for business. Edun tells multinationals. Microsoft retains interest. We also have here alleged 423 billion naira fraud. EFCC raises team to probe El Rufai. Others. It's getting hotter. Tinubu yet to get minimum wage tripartite committee report. CBN reaffirms financial stability of banks. So please don't run to the banks. They say things are still okay. Arugungu replaces RSA as PSC chair. Eagles World Cup qualifications shaky. Imagine. Sefa beats Naira. Imagine. Benin 2-1. They beat us 2-1. Anyway, let's carry on. Rivers G27 lawmakers remain PDP members. Court rules they are to make laws for states, says judge. State government falls Rivers High Court judgment. Lloyd verdict unassailable. I told you that story right already. Yep. So Southwest governors go into massive food production. They had a meeting, was it yesterday or so, and they came out with a lot of things. Region rejects Yoruba agitation. OK States Police. Sanwo-Olu is now chair. A good session they had yesterday. Serika's in-law failed to execute 2.5 billion naira contract. Ex-director tells court. Now, wow. Now, let me tell you a bit about the Southwest governors who have said, okay, we're going to be having massive food production. And the governors who are at the meeting, I'll let you know about them. Now, they are saying that the objective is to cut the prices of food items, which remain high in the country despite ongoing efforts to bring down inflation. Now, these 6 governors said what they will be doing. They have a marching order to their commissioners of agriculture to begin the process that will lead to food security in the geopolitical zone. They said, I quote, on food security, the forum acknowledges the effort of the federal government and decides that the honorable commissioners for agriculture of all the states should begin to meet and set up a working template which will ensure collaboration based on each state's comparative advantage. That is very cool. You know what your state produces, you know what the next has, you put heads together and have the best come out. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu got elected as a chairman, and he hosted the meeting. All right, we'll congratulate all of them. Now, let me let you know all the governors. We have Sanwo-Olu for Lagos, Seyi Makinde Oyo, Dapo Abiodun Ogun, Lucky Ayedetiwa Ondo, Ademola Deleke Oshun, and Biodun Oyebanji Ekiti. They all attended the meeting, and as I said, Sanwo-Olu was unanimously picked as chairman of the forum to replace the late former Ondo State Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu. He had passed on December last year. Now, Tinubu yet to get minimum wage tripartite committee report. Labour says yes, we're very aware of that, and once he gets it, they know that yes, it's going to go to the National Assembly and all that, and they will have sessions to really work on it, and they believe that he will do the right thing, because under Buhari something like that happened. He got 27,000 as suggestion, but he moved it up to 30,000. Now the tripartite committee on national minimum wage will now take that report after the meeting to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and that will be after labor leaders return from the International Labour Organization ILO conference in Geneva, Switzerland. The 37-member panel will be led to submit that report by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, SGF, Senator George Akume. And the President is expected to review the report and take appropriate action before forwarding it to the National Assembly for legislative action. Now, the Assistant General Secretary of the NLC, Chris Onyeka, reaffirmed the position of Labour leadership that only 250 is acceptable as minimum wage. That is 250,000 naira. The Daily Times, here we are. FAC, that is the Federation Accounts Allocation Committee, on Monday, they had sent out, they had given out some monies. So FG states LG's share 1.143 trillion naira for May. There is a breakdown. Check the papers, you see the breakdown. I they got those monies from VAT, from electronic transfer fees, and so on, and how the breakdown of the shares is. You can find that out. Substantiate allegations. EHQ challenges Amnesty International, says AFN is a professional military that operates within ambit of international law of armed conflict. Now, the problem here is that Amnesty International was actually saying that there was alleged abuse of women, children, with all this insurgency thing, Boko Haram, repentant, this and that going on. Check out our story in the Daily Times, on the Daily Times. Tinubu firmly committed to youth empowerment, this according to Shatima. Judgment enforcement, ECOWAS court dismisses Dasuki's suit against FG. Respect human rights, DIG charges police officers. Minimum wage, tripartite committee submits reports to FG. Prioritize education, healthcare of insurgency survivors, Amnesty International tells the FG. The Punch newspaper has the same thing on minimum wage, saying that Labour insists on 250,000 naira, awaiting Tinubu's verdict. NLC President berates governors, says President will do the right thing. FG services debts with $2.2 billion in 5 months. This is according to the CBN. Major headline from The Punch: smuggled Nigerian petrol floods West African markets, sells 1,700 naira per litre. Petrol hits 1,672,000 naira per litre in Benin. They have the prices all broken down there, and one is wondering how they happen. And we also have here that 280,000 litres of fuel intercepted in Adamawa, Sokoto, Kebbi, Katsina, Borno, Taraba, and Ogun State. Tinubu removes Arase as PSC chair, appoints Arugungu. That one is in the Punch. And Southwest Governors Forum insists on state police, elects Sanwo-Olu as chair. Reps propose rotational presidency, 6-year single term. We're going to be talking about that. Police foil Americans' suicide attempt on Third Mainland Bridge. 2.7 billion naira fraud. Ex-director testifies against Sirica. This one on the Rufai will be joining us soon, and maybe we can have a breakdown of that later on. But this one on the proposed rotational presidency, this bill is seeking a single term of 6 years for the president and state governors. It was brought up on Monday by 35 members of the House of Representatives from different parties. They came together to do that, and the person who presented this was their spokesperson, Ikenga Ugochinyere. And I don't understand, Sha, but we will still talk about this later on. We have a lot lined out here. Rufai is already on the line later on. I'll tell you more from this day and others. But first, hello, Rufai. Good morning.
Morning. Good morning. God bless you.
God bless you. Well with you too.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, many stories making the round. This one, they're talking about 6-year rotational presidency. They're also talking about having first, second vice. I think these are just big distractions. Let's fix a model that we've been using for a while that works. You know, because if you say 6-year rotational presidency, who does it start from? Must it be 6 years? Why don't people make it 4 years rotational presidency? I mean, there are many arguments somebody will make along that line. I think the only thing that I see that is interesting in all of this is the fact that, yes, let's now take it one step further by saying, okay, those electoral reforms, I'm happy about it in this bill. The electoral reforms that say that a president that has won an election can only be sworn in when or after the court concludes every case as regards the
Yeah.
election. I support that one. That one is very well because that's what we've always advocated for.
And they put a time limit that is not too long like we have now.
And the 6 months time limit, yeah, okay. It will be that we'll have to now rejig the electoral calendar and all of that. I mean, let's see how it pans out. But even if we're having like a specialized electoral court at the Court of Appeal and all they're doing is just to look at this electoral matters, it should not be up to 6 months. I mean, Kenya pretty much rounded up there in 2 weeks. And we got so I think we can also do that. And why Kenya did all of that was after their elections that were fraught with a lot of irregularities, the one that caused the fight the other time in Kenya. So they had a lot of reforms. So let's look at it. We can reduce the timeline. Also, another one that says we should have the president and two vice presidents, one from one region, and the other president and vice president from one region. The other second vice president from another region. He will do administration of the economy and all of that. Pretty much that's the job of the vice president now. But you see, what we always have is the presidency trying to usurp the power of the vice presidents. And the president, the question is he in good terms with you? We all saw what Olusegun Obasanjo did to Atiku Abubakar. So I think that one will also cause more bureaucracy. So are we going to build two different homes for the two different vice presidents, one vice president, two? I don't think we need a lot of bureaucracy like that at this point in time. Another thing they said about that bill, that if my memory serves me right, that another thing I feel they said about the bill is that electoral officers that call an election before an election is wrapped or call fake results will be criminally prosecuted. I mean, that's very good because till today, the man that almost caused a national coup in Adamawa State, the Harry man, he's gone today. We've not seen any real prosecution as regards his case. So it also says, the question also behoves on us that is that going to hold water? Are the powers that be going to make that hold water in this country where everybody has interest in the electoral system? So I think one of the parts, really, that really interests me about the bill is the fact that they were also talking about the fact that a result cannot be called unless it's been matched, the results are matched with the electoral register and the BVAS, to be able to reduce inadequacies here and there. I mean, that's welcome. I think one other thing we should also do is that we should learn from South Africa, have a big electoral collation center where on the board you are seeing results real time coming in. So that as areas are coming in, since everything is digitized and it should be connected even to the BVAS system, and there should be a collation API setting that once the results are coming in real time is being calculated, not the one that the INEC chairman has to read from the sheet and announce and return, the elections. That's going to cause a lot of big bottleneck. So I think we should just even deeply look in. I think another bill too they should also add to it is one, the fact that the president should not be the one to pick whoever is going to be in INEC. There should be a consultative forum that includes the political party heads and the National Assembly to be able to do that job. Not, I think the Wage report talked about it. I think also the N100 report on electoral reform too talked about all of these things. So, to a large extent, I think these are the things we want. Another issue I want to talk about is the issue of state police. Now, the governors are saying they want state police because they want another tool in their hands to be able to show and lord over people. And I'm wondering, okay, the Southwest governors are saying they want state police. What about the amateur they have? What is that? Is that not an iteration of state police? So they can pay all of this iteration of security forces, but they can't pay workers 62,000. Is that the case? And I'm just asking this question out loud. And I think we need to be realistic with ourselves. anything that suits the interest of government. Okay, take for instance, FARC is being paid now. You
Mm-hmm.
are saying FARC is topping over 1 point something trillion.
Yeah.
They are lapping up the money from when it's there to pay salary. I mean, these are the conversations we should have. Also, we should have conversations about ghost workers and productivity. Because it's also another part of the conversation I want to have with labor. So, how productive are the Nigerian workforce? How fit for purpose are they? After this talk about minimum wage, that's another conversation we want to have with labor. Because labor is now saying they're waiting on President Tinubu to be able to ratify the document, that they're not going to go on strike. We hear that. And if there's a national urgent negotiations and lobby that needs to be done, why is Adiro going to Switzerland? Why? Why can't he just stay home till we resolve all of this once and for all?
I wondered myself that why
I
not
mean,
send somebody?
why is it quick? Why is it quick to go to ILO in Switzerland? Why is it quick to go to ILO? Why don't we just sit back and resolve all of this once and for all? So we also need to look at efficiency of labor force, productivity of labor force, and the encumbrance factors around productivity of the labor force itself. So I think these are things we need to look at. I know the argument have been made here and there that it's for President Tinubu to decide. The two positions have just been presented to him. Government position from the committee is saying they are going to be able to pay 62, and Labour is saying 250. I also saw in the paper this morning, I think in Daily Trust, where they were just saying, no, they're not going to collect 100
Yeah.
and all of that. But all of these positions, let's see what the president rules on it, then we can push it forward. I mean, some of them made the argument that, in fact, it was 47,000 they agreed before when they moved minimum, that it was President Buhari that pushed up to 30,000.
Yeah.
So let's see how all of these conversations go. But what is most important is the fact that we need to be able to get our systems right that will be beneficial to everybody. And government also needs to cut their costs. You are building a presidential house of 21, a vice presidential house of 21 billion at a time when people are suffering, at a time when only recently you just gave National Assembly about 40 billion to be able to renovate their house. So,
What actually are they putting in those houses?
What?
What are they actually putting in those houses? 21B. For what?
I don't know. I mean, I don't even know. I don't even know. If the vice president is there to serve, why can't you build a 3-bedroom bungalow for him? Right. Just build a small 3-bedroom bungalow. You need to rest and wake up. Build a 3-bedroom bungalow for him. Let him run. He's a public servant now. He's a public servant. Let's be realistic. He's a public servant. It's a small place for him. It's a small place for him because you see, we now have a lot of new government properties that are wasting away. Look at the state house here that we had in the 80s in Lagos. They have to now send it over to the Lagos state government. That was the one that we had used since the time of the colonial governor general. Homes like that, why can't we revamp them? We are always so quick to build new. Why can't we reject the ones we have? Why can't we reject the ones we have? Downing Street has been Downing Street for God knows when.
Forever, since I was young.
See, the 22 Sussex Street or 24 Sussex Street, the official home of the Prime Minister of Canada, has been abandoned for so many years. You know why?
Right.
Because the Canadian Prime Minister knows that if he tries bringing up the matter to seek, I think, the $20 million or thereabout for renovation, that they are going to fight him. That's waste. So he's moved into another government-owned property. He just abandoned it there, the 22 Sussex Street. That's the official home of the Prime Minister of Canada. So that's a government where the people they fear the citizenry. But here we just get away with murder every time. We do have hazard things. We're eking out 21 billion in the country. Do you know how many schools that was going to build? Do you know how many drugs that was going to put in healthcare centers? Do you know the first going to cushion on the lives of people? The vice president not have a place he was staying before now. So all these years, since the time of Jonathan, they said they even put this project together. What home was the vice president saying? Did they die?
You know, while you were saying this, I was trying to remember one African president. I don't remember if it's Kenneth Kaunda or one of those people who had just a bungalow from beginning to end.
You don't need more than a 2-3 bedroom bungalow. don't need more than a 2-3 bedroom decent bungalow with you and your family. That's just it. You and your immediate family. That's just it. If you have an office, you spend most of your time in the office anyway. Just have a rest place that is convenient. At least the last one or Yoshibajo said was decent enough now. First presidential fund, I mean, we saw pictures being taken there. They even had access to a big lawn. You know what the access to a big lawn means? You can clear your house out in the fresh air. But we are just so wasteful. Very wasteful.
Yeah.
So wasteful as a nation. And we are spending 90 billion on Hajj. Another story that I want to talk about is the fact that Agora policy, the former secretary of the Haiti, I forget his name now, he's part of our family in the Tuesday group and Arise group. I forget that. I don't know why his name is always getting into my head. But it's my very good brother, my very good friend. He runs this thing called Agora policy, and they made a discovery recently that the money government is using to charge that in collection of taxes is more than the allocation that goes from states. So FIRs, for instance, have some commission agents that help them collect taxes, which we know some of them in Lagos, and we know the relationship and the link of Alpha Beta to the incumbents. I think they are charging for the collection. Can you hear me? That
yes,
the money I think they are charging for the collection of the taxes is way too much. In fact, it's not only them that said it. Taiwo Yedeletu was saying it recently. But I'm still looking. Are they going to be able to also run these companies that help collecting taxes? And they make humongous commission. In fact, that's one of their biggest cash cow. So for FIRS, LIRS, local tax collection and things like that, some of these companies help run. So, I mean, take for instance, in the analysis he was doing, he said something very profound. He said the money here in the last 5 years that has been collected as commission for collecting taxes is more than the money that has been paid in allocation to some region. And he broke down the figure. They've collected over 7-something billion in revenue in commissions for collecting taxes. In fact, Taiwo Yedele, the man in charge of the Presidential Committee on Taxation, even raised this alarm that is way too much. That how are we going to be paying such amount of money to be able to collect taxes? What's the problem with our level of inefficiencies? So that's a question we should not ask ourselves. But the question is, are the top interests that are bound, are they going to make things change? Because all of these things are, one or two commitments here and there for the top political players. And the earlier we know that they can continue to do us over, the better it is. So, but isn't it that these political players, during the election, they will tell all their secrets, just like how Wasiko was asking questions then. Their two owns Alpha Beta. They were trying to put up anyway. I think President Tinubu has constantly looked at the fact that he's not really said anything about his relationship with Alpha Beta, but they've constantly looked at the fact that Alpha Beta and him and all of that, and he's not the chairman of Alpha Beta as we speak. So I think it was Bodijo that was saying, "No, President Tinubu should tell us who won Alpha Beta and all of that." You see this connection back and forth, and those are the challenges in Nigeria as a whole as we speak. So are we going to have the political will to be able to say, okay, these companies that collect commission on this taxation, what is going on as regards them? I mean, these are the biggest questions we have in the land.
And this one with the Southwest governors, they want to go into massive food production. I think I like that. Aside all the other, maybe any other thing that people may not like the outcome.
I mean, with due respect, I'm not excited about that. The Chinese adage says the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. The second best time is now.
And Nigerian proverb says, when you wake up, night be your morning.
In all fairness, that Nigerian proverb is not correct. You know why? It's not correct. Because when you say when you wake up, night be your morning, it's not the correct proverb. Because 24-hour cycle. People work midnight. And midnight night be some people morning. So they work day to day. So now when we never get 24-hour cycle for the world, now they say when you wake up, might be your morning. Just be like, he get one guy wey be say he live for village those years. The morning dey start when he hear cock crow
Yes, sir.
kokoroko. So the day wey he resume work for Lagos, he dey wait make cock go crow for Lagos. He no hear any cock
He
crow.
go
He no know
late
say
for
that
work.
people don wake up before cock sef for Lagos. So when you wake up, I say cock no crow. They say na Lagos you dey, cock no dey crow. Na people dey crow.
I did
The
tell
only
you.
cock wey dey crow for Lagos na Wale Gbalushengi. You go dey hear that Wale Gbalushengi as at 2 a.m. in the morning. So cock no dey get chance to crow for Lagos.
Okay.
That's the difference. The moral of my story is just this about these governors. Please, in all fairness to President Tinubu, last year he mentioned some sweeping reforms, cultivation of over 150,000 hectares of agricultural land. If we had cultivated that land, these governors are just doing now, maybe we might not be in the food crisis we are today. So I just hope it's not another announcement, because the charge for them was to cultivate that land as of last year. Middle of last year, that's when he mentioned that. But nothing happened. So probably they are just saying this in response and reaction to the food crisis that is going on. But you see, talk is cheap. Implementation is the real deal.
Yeah.
So we can't keep waiting on this government saying that when they wake up 9 in the morning, after people don't hungry finish, after tomato don't turn gold. When we say people they use carrots and cabbage cook soup now.
Of course, before it is sweet.
So now they wake up, and I know this one I wake up late. So you say when they wake up now be their morning. If you wake up after your alarm bell don't sound and you get meeting for 7 a.m. and you wake up for 9 a.m. and you call out on your money, you don't lose meeting, you don't lose money with that too.
All right, Ejiro is already here with us on the line too.
My sister,
may we not lose money and lose bread and lose tomatoes and tomatoes.
Yes, that's why you say most of those African adages we need to make them in consonance with modern day reality.
Actually, the application of that adage now to say the day you learn your lesson, now that day be your morning, which means say you cannot go back to who you used to be. It means say as soon as you wake up to understanding and gaining knowledge and wisdom about how you have been a flop, do something different. Do not repeat that error again. Become better. Now be the meaning of that adage. But people don't already misapply them.
I like that implementation of that adage.
But yes, so
the truth about this birthday, these are politicians not agree wake up. That's their problem.
They not agree exactly.
They not agree, accept, say they make mistake. Now since 19, they don't they sleep.
I think they like to be in lost and found spaces so that nobody.
They perpetual coma.
Fantasy Island. All right. Odima. Okay.
Thanks. Not great talk. Tomato don't jet. They don't they talk about that one.
Man, it's not funny at all.
All right,
you know,
have a beautiful day, yeah. All right.
God bless you.
All right. Take care.
Fine. We only have one life.
All right. Take care. Okay. So, Ejiro, you say we only have one life. Make it enjoy himself, Abi. We go try to. We'll try to.
I'm telling you, make we live out with purpose, make we live out with meaning. Because at the end of the day, some of the very critical things that he mentioned with regards to the fact, say, because when I saw that headline about the Southwest coming together to boost food production conversation, I said, this sounds like the one we call braid, right? And the one we call BRICS in Nigeria, where you see all the South, Niger Delta government, Southeast, they could say, oh, we're going to do this. So everything most of the time, not just newspaper announcements, not just posturing, political posturing, not just, okay, make we distract people with this conversation. Because the truth be say, it's not hard to grow food for this country. The southern part of, or the western part of Nigeria, for example, where these governors are situated, they used to have their own kind of tomatoes, right? They used to have their own kind of even pineapples and all kinds of fruits.
Yeah.
The question we should be asking ourselves is, how did we get to a point where Western Nigeria stopped being a production hub? Because Western Nigeria is also a place where industrialization actually developed more than any other part of Nigeria, right? And that we give credit to the very man himself, late Awu, who was more visionary and not somebody who was just dreaming. He was not a dreamer. Awo was a visionary. He sets the standards down, and it's a shame that the Western governors, as a collective, have failed. Can we also just, with due respect to the present government, right, and the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that whether he likes it or not, as at this point where we are, in terms of his governance and his approach to issues, right, in a knee-jerk reaction, he has not done well. If we are going to be ticking boxes and saying, okay, pass, manage, and fail, he's actually at fail. Because a situation where, even with 250,000 labor requirement as minimum wage or living wage, as the case may be, by the time you come out 80,000 naira for just bag of rice from a family of 5, right? Which is just standard. Sure, you get. Then you can't say tomatoes in a month. It means, say, if you won't buy tomatoes, if you never buy 50,000 naira tomatoes, you never start. That's already, that's 130,000. No, I'm not going to use pepper soup because you see, tomatoes get very important ingredients where they're very useful for our survival in terms of fighting things like all these arthritis and all those kinds of things, like lycopene where they inside tomatoes. Very useful product, and we need it in our system. They're all micro minerals, so it's very important. So you're telling me that the average person who's supposed to enrich themselves with vitamin A where they inside tomatoes too for your eyes, so that you self you go develop well, so you don't go get access. So I pay 50,000 naira, right, every month for tomatoes, then 80,000 naira for bag of rice, where if it don't last up to a month in the terms of size that we have these days, right? That's already 130,000 naira. I never add transportation to work because the federal government needs to be very realistic in its calculation. This is not a knee-jerk response to a labor requirement. It is also a call to him and the fact that they have failed the vision of AWO for Nigeria, which is you have to power your economy. There was cocoa industry in Nigeria. All the cocoa farms are dead now as we speak, right? By this time, we should have been the number one exporter of cocoa like we were back in the 60s and 70s. But now we are nowhere to be found. We have cashew nuts. The northern part of Nigeria, the middle belt in particular, right, is so rich with cashew nuts that there's no reason why cashew should not even be selling at 200 naira a bottle in this country. Because I've gone to a number of cashew farmlands across, because I do a lot of hiking when I'm in Abuja or other places where the opportunity presents itself. And I see this acreage of cashew nuts. People are making money out of it at the little level that they are. Why can't we do proper industrialization? Not the type where America they do, because we don't need to copy the bad thing where they are running away from. We must learn from the new advancement that they are championing. And then this thing about using foreign fertilizers, right? All these, what do they use? Say they kill rats. What do they use? Say they kill insects. What can they put for food? Now, all the food we're eating, have you noticed that cancer is becoming a recurrent theme in Nigeria? We didn't have cancer like this before. You know why? Because all these pesticides, insecticides, where would they import from America? As I speak with you, in Germany, when I was there, just last year, one of the things I went to study and observe is how is it that the Germans now, for example, their regulatory framework is so powerful that they are recalling all the pesticides that used to be in the system. They are also retesting all of these pesticides. They are rechecking all these so-called ripeners that are used to hasten food and production. They are questioning even the graft system that they have and say, can we do it better so that the quality of life of our people will be safer and healthier? Instead, what we're doing in Nigeria is that the very things that they are condemning, that they are withdrawing for their markets, we are going to buy these raw materials from those people and put it in our soil and destroying our soil. The entire Europe, as we speak, they don't get soil. They don't get soil. So they just think of how do we revamp our soil. Meanwhile, now the apple we won't chop. Meanwhile, we get plenty apples where they richer than that one where they import, where they go put preservatives. With the preservatives where you go eat, they give you arthritis and other sicknesses for inside your body. And you'll be wondering how come we're having cancers and unexplained diseases. So we need to get to a point where we need to look inwards and say, look, we are worth it. We have the capacity. The problem with Nigeria, like I always said, is a character deficit mentality. Where we think, say, somebody else's responsibility to make things work, when it's actually our collective responsibility in each of the small spaces where we are. Imagine, say, somebody waiting for a compound, right? Say there are 7 people in a compound. Each of you sweep the front of your compound. You clean your dirty. You keep everywhere clean. You understand what I'm saying? You teach children how to pick up dirt. You teach your children how to go outside and sweep the compound. Now there's no parents teaching their children to go and sweep compound, and then we expect them to become grown-ups who will take care of their immediate environment. No, now we like ourselves. Yeah, because in Benin, for example, this character deficit thing I'm saying we have as a people. In Benin, for example, do you know they're just naturally clean? That's a place I have been, and I know I'm talking from experience because I do observations a lot. You know that inside there, for that place, as they did like that, the culture of cleanliness is part of their lifestyle, it's part of their culture. Cleanliness is a big deal, it's a value system. So they go clean their environment as soon as they come on. Not be this one what they do for Lagos and Nigeria, other parts say one Thursday they will come dedicate time, they will come shut all businesses down because they won't do cleaning. How dirty can you be that you have to dedicate a whole day that you will lose 4 hours just because you want to clean an environment? You must be very dirty. Eh? So make we commot this our dirty mentality, because even the dirty mentality with the see they express itself in the way we want to shun person. This scamming that we're talking about, this distortion that we're experiencing everywhere in Nigeria, upside down things. Now because we too they distorted internally. And that is why I explore this thing very well for that my book. Anyway, make we go for another matter.
May I quickly run you through? Let me quickly run you through this daily trust. If you have daily trust on the screen now, 30 reps advocate 6-year single term for president, governors, hoodlums, jump fence, steal salam ram in FCT council. Then bandits kill 4 officers, 22 others in Katsina. This is according to the police, and would accept 100,000 naira as whatever as minimum wage. This is according to labor, and those two. I'm wondering when these killings happen. There's something I wanted to say, but I'm thinking if I say it, it may be a bit too much for this morning. So you can pick any of the ones you wanted to say. I wanted to do a refresher. Go ahead.
So in that daily trust matter, and the fact say people they go steal ram because Salah don't near Salah not from 12 to now 90 single they happen. It's a sad situation, and that also calls to the attention of the fact that spending 90 billion on pilgrimage is an insult to our intelligence as a people. Imagine that 90 billion, you invest them into the Almajiri system, right? You invest them into Salah of the communities. So you now see that 90 billion, rather than giving it to a few people who now come back and bear one title and suddenly feel important. That title, they vex me. I didn't even like to call people by that title, because I'm like, so you just went to a pilgrimage, you came back, and then suddenly you have a title. I don't understand. So I must be calling you that title because you went. So me, when they travel up and down, when I don't get all the other titles, what's going to happen to me? Am I not okay? So what we are saying is that this funding, they should be channeled to proper areas, because a situation where ram is stolen is a far cry from how the religion of Islam also teaches people. Islam is such a religion that it tells you that you cannot steal, and that's why the penal code, right, and the Sharia law is so powerful in the sense that if you go thief, they go cut your hand, they go cut your leg, because it is a deterrent to mitigate against the idea of stealing. So when the government now enables the people, push them to the wall, to the point where they now think that they can even not respect the code of conduct, the laws and principles of their own religious belief system anymore, just because they want to survive, you have turned them into animals. And that is a call on the federal government and the presidency currently as we speak, that is President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. There is more he needs to do. Nigerians have become worse than church rats. Those days, church rats, they even see crumbs, they eat, they chop. Now they don't even see crumbs at all. So the rats are going to be killing themselves and eating up themselves one way or the other. We cannot get to this level as it happened in France in 1700s, where the rise and against the fall of every form of oppression by the elite was trampled by the poorest of the people. A situation where I cannot buy one kobo naira fruit, sweets. I can't buy a sweet for 1 kobo or 5 kobo. How can I not buy sweet for 5 kobo? Well, you bought for their aside, they see they do take 0.1 pence, right? They still do all those kind of things. So why should we not be doing the same thing? That is on the one hand. So we must begin to look into this matter. And the imams, right? Even the imams, they also need to begin to canvass really for more important conversation about the protection of communities and the provision of simple social amenities. Imagine there is light 24/7 in this country. People will be extremely productive because Nigerians are naturally productive, entrepreneurial, and inventive people. Then with regards to the one of the
we have
Senate,
just 30 seconds left because I'm getting into the next round.
Okay.
Uh,
Reforms are important. There's no doubt about it. The reforms are in order. I pray that they effectively do it as per the vice presidency in how many levels? That has been muted before, like two vice presidencies, left, right, and center. For me, that is another political settlement strategy, if well looked into. At the end of the day, bottom line is this: we have a character deficit problem as a people. We know the right things to do. Let us simply do the right things rather than looking for knee-jerk responses to handling very simple, basic things that only require people doing what is a proper thing at the right time. Let there be consequences for bad behavior and criminality. It's as simple as that.
Thank you so much, Ejiro Mokoro. Now you enjoy yourself. Have a
I
beautiful day.
will.
All right.
May we make Nigeria work for all of us.
Amen
Bye
to
now.
that. Amen to that. Thank you very much. We've been talking a lot about this rotational 6-year single term for president, governors, VP, the regs who are seeking that. And let's see, maybe for the other round of our programming this morning, we may let you listen to the full press conference so you hear everything they had to say, and then we'll look at it together. If things do work the way we plan them to work, that's what we'll maybe doing later on. I'll keep you updated. Now, the number you'll be calling is 0700-903-903-903. That's 0700-903-903-903. And then for WhatsApp is 0817-175-6338. When you call, you tell us where you're calling from. You turn down the volume on your radio set, straight to the point. Each person has 90 seconds, and you talk about the topic and not about persons. That we will not allow, part of the rules we have here. So parliamentarians, good morning. How are you?
Good morning.
Morning, Emeka from Festac. How are you?
Yes, how was your night?
Very fine, thank you. And yours?
Cordelia, I would definitely love to meet Ejiro. He's a leader. I mean, he's a future leader. He's a good analyst. She's too good. She's perfectly good. She's perfectly good. Cordelia, let me tell you, you see Nigeria problem is very easy to solve. Very easy. It's just like we lack bad leaders. In the term of presidents, governors, I prefer 5 years. 5 years. And secondly, let there be a test table before I make election of chairman local government. Let them include it in INEC test table of election in this country. Cordelia, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And you're next. Good morning.
Good morning, madam.
How are you, sir?
I'm fine. How was your night?
Very well, thank you. All right, your name, 90 seconds.
GOP.
Amen. Thank you.
For the enlightenment, information, education, all that you are giving to us.
Thank you.
My name is Victor.
All right.
From Mushin.
Go ahead, Victor.
One, concerning the increment of the salary or whatever. What I want to contribute is that one, if the salary is increased, there will be increments or the inflation will increase. It will cost across the board. The outing, transportation, etc. will be increased. What I would suggest, if they can reduce the expenses, the government, and cut down on whatever from A to Z. When I mean A to Z, from the presidency down to the people working in the local government.
Mm.
Plus food. Food. This is important. So I'm begging the government to look how we can have enough food to eat.
Mm.
And not the matter of increment of the salaries.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And you just spoke as if you're in the LCR, like you're in the labor, the SCC. No, I'll get it now. They're saying that is Chambers of Commerce. They're saying instead of the increment, reduce taxation on certain things like food, like this, like that. Reduce this and that. Hello, good morning. That it will make things better than increasing the the minimum wage to a level nobody can really deal with. As if you heard them, Mr. Victor. You're on the same page with them. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning. How are you? What's your name?
This is Mr. Tony.
Hey,
Speaking
Tony,
not from Kaduna.
your line is rather low this morning. Are you okay? Could you speak a little louder?
Okay, I think it's better if I'm using an earpiece.
Oh, it's rather low. It's low. Maybe you can switch to the phone, please.
Can you hear now?
All right, we'll manage it. Go on.
Hello?
Go on. Yeah, better. Go ahead.
Let me call you back, please.
Okay. All right. Let's take that one. All right. This day newspaper has that story here too. Lawmakers seek rotational presidency, 6-year single term for president, governors in proposed bills, and Labour's deadline for new wage expires today. LCCI calls for flexibility in negotiation. That was what I was just talking about. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. This is Mr. Tony calling back.
A lot better, 100%. Go ahead, Tony. Welcome.
Yeah, when I listen to analysts, impression of Seni, and whenever they talk about agriculture, sometimes I just laugh. I asked you a question sometimes back. I said, if I ask you to come down to the north, invest like 20 million into farming, will you come? And it just, I knew the answer was going to be no.
The
Why?
answer
Because
is
you are
no,
not
capital
sure
letter now.
of getting, because you are not sure of getting back what you have invested.
Yeah.
Even in the south, can they, Rufai and Ejiro, can they invest money into farming? The answer is no. And we keep complaining that food price is escalating, it is going up, and we are not getting it. It will always go up when even the farmers themselves are not secured. They are not sure that they will come back from their farmlands alive. This is a fact. So why are we shouting? Why are we always quarreling and making noise as if we don't know the solution to our problem? Fix security first. That is what I always talk about. If you fix security, my dear, Nigeria will get everything right. That is something that should be topmost priority in this country. If security is okay, Mobile or Total will not go to another country to go and invest. They will come here and invest. People will be employed. Everything will be fine. And when we talk about cancer and blah, 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 what have you, I was saying it yesterday or the first day, even the soap you bathe with, they are all filled up with chemicals. What you eat, you have different types of vegetable, different type of crops that you plant, all in the name of want rapid growth. Where are they coming from?
Yeah.
But the point is, we need to be secured in this country. Okay. I am a little bit relaxed when I came down here to Lagos because I can sleep very well, no problem. It's a little bit okay compared to the north.
Okay.
If you're living in the north, my dear, you don't sleep too far. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tony. Thank you. Thank you. Let me take messages from YouTube. Good morning to you too. Ife Nkemobodo. Kenichi Anike, good morning to you. Asking which way Nigeria. The Frankie Dixon, how is Nigeria conducive for business when people can't afford basic needs, insecurity, decayed infrastructure, lack of power, lawlessness in order by government officials, and impunity of the ruling class? Hashtag wake up, Niger. That's what you're saying. Cynthia Morigiva Koyo, good morning to you too. Okay, minimum wage discussions will last another 3 to 6 months. They will prolong it till next year. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Sister Cordelia.
Good morning, brother. What's your name?
This is Mr. Fabulous. I'm calling you from Thailand.
Hi, Fabulous. Welcome. Go ahead.
Thank you, madam. Yeah, I've been following up about this minimum wage, or you call it minimum living wage, and each time the conversation comes up, I feel very, very sad for Nigeria. We Nigerians, because I'm a Nigerian. I'm not happy. Although laborers, they are not doing well in regards to their approach. But for me, I can never for one day fail to support labor, because federal government have been taking labor for granted for very, very long time. And one thing again is that people that is there in Nigeria don't know what is happening. It's we that are outside here that are watching what is happening. Things that are happening in Nigeria as in, I don't know how to explain it, because from
Okay.
my own view,
Mm.
I believe that Nigerian government is operating Nigerian affair like bet Niger, bet King.
Okay. Okay. Okay, thank you, Fabulous. The line went off there, but let me quickly remind you, once you start hearing, okay, like MC at National Stadium, just know that time done they go. Meanwhile, Tony Ejiro says to let you know that what she's saying that, and what she had said is that the government has the apparatus to make farming successful. That is what we should focus on. And yes, she says, I'm investing in farming. She don't answer you. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Madam Cordelia. Good morning.
Good morning. Is this Mazi?
Now it's Tony Chukwudi.
All of an abroad voice. All your voices from abroad is it a thick with power. That's why I'm confusing it.
Yeah.
Welcome, Tony. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. See, Madam Cordelia, there is something that you said yesterday. Although I was busy, but I was so happy the way you said the moment you said it. But you say it's a matter of another day. And today, Madam Ejiro, how I wish I can take Juju tie myself for that woman. I mean Ejiro.
I beg
So, so the thing is this. There is something I know that sometimes tell your operator please to give me maybe a little bit more than a minute, 90 seconds.
Okay,
So
I will beg him for you because he's already saying no, no,
yeah,
no.
you
no.
just say
I beg.
you just say something about people when they 10 couples out of them you see that they are struggling because baby.
Yeah.
There is something that our people doesn't understand. There are so many things that our people doesn't understand. So many things. You don't just say something of the same thing about cancer and the rest of them. You see the water that our people, this pure water. You see plastic.
Yeah.
Go and do the research. I don't have because of time. I can't say it all. The issue of plastic, what it does in human body, and this issue that people put water. Table water on outside and the sun will be hitting it.
The plastic
even those
is
people that are
degrading
doing
into the water.
Yeah, even those that are doing so big guys and the rest of them that normally drink wine, you can never come in the Western world. Or when you go, I used to live in also I speak German very well, so you can never go to in a farmer. I'm trying to complicate English with German now. So you can go to the farmer, the winemaker, and then you tell that person, they will never, they store it away from the heat.
Yeah.
People has never asked, why is it that the red wine is being bottled in a dark bottle? Is to prevent it from the direct heat. And you see, even our mineral and everything that we drink, they just display it direct there in the sun. When you get a table water that is inside and the one that is outside, the sun has, taste the two. All those things goes in the body. Do you want me to continue to talk? Some of the things our ladies are. So if you don't buy it for them, pizza and the rest of them, then you are not a big guy. You don't know what you are doing. The same thing that the Western world are trying to stop their people from eating. What happens to our moi? What happens to our akara? What happens to our okpa?
You know, maybe at about 10 upwards, you can call again because that time we can now talk freely about other things. But I get you.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you so much. One thing, in case you didn't get what he was saying very well, don't put your plastic bottle with water and all that outside direct sunlight. Once you do that, the plastic is breaking it down into that water and you're drinking it, and it's causing problems in your system. Bottle of water that you've kept for long inside your car, don't drink it. Don't cook food with plastic, like moi plastic, warm food in plastic. Don't do it. It is very dangerous. We'll talk about it another time, but right now let's take your call. Good morning, how are you?
Madam. Good morning.
God, this is Remy without the Martins, man.
I only had my money, or are you sharing my money for this money?
No. I'm saying people should stop cooking moi with plastic. That's dangerous.
I see. Thank you. You see, the problem here for me regarding the bill that this was it 35 or 45 lawmakers are trying to propose, I don't think that is necessary, particularly on state police. Look, we they shout like say the absence of police is the reason for the proliferation of crime. No, people that have been around in the 80s, in the 70s, ask them. Insecurity was never like this, and hungry was never like this. Poverty was never like this, and that's why insecurity was not like this. So, in some other country, police don't even do much. They just go to work and chill out because no crime to report in some cases. So the things they should concern themselves with is how wealth will be circulated, how money go reach the pocket of people who need money. In Nigeria, a lot of moron, lunatics have money in their pockets because they don't have the brain to use money. If you want to approach bank to get loan, you go suffer like crazy. So when you bring on board social security, any human being that have no money, food is the basic thing. People should be able to eat. People should be able to meet their basic needs. There should be bills that will cater for that. Look, for me, I would prefer an honest atheist with strong moral principle to a Christian or Muslim with that terrible behavior, bad habits, which is what our politicians have. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Remy. Thank you so much. Let me read some messages now, and I'll always say it. If we don't finish them now, later on, I'll take them. Benjamin from Shogunle, I got you. The proposal for single-term president is very good. If they can get majority in the House to pass the bill, it will save costs of conducting elections every 4 years. Also, the second term of politicians in office is always not productive. It's always time for looting. President Tinubu should please approve minimum wage for NLC to put the matter of minimum wage to rest. Benjamin from Shogunle. Martins Duru, aka Mayor from Ikotu, morning to you too. It's always, please, it always wonders me, how can a normal judge give order not to try someone that stole billions of naira because he knows that he will surely be settled? In Rivers State, confusion everywhere. How can lawmakers who decamp to another party be bragging around because they know for sure that their godfather, Wike, is behind them? What a country. How can we as a country make progress when some people are above the law of the land? That's a question you are asking. I got you. Your Royal Highness, His Royal Highness BC Woko Inoshodi. Belated happy birthday again. The hunger crisis is not only in the northeast but all over the country. The inability of the government to provide proper protection for our farmers is the major cause of this acute hunger. Secondly, government policies, especially the ill removal of fuel subsidy, was too bad and the consequences are really manifesting. Government should do something now. And you're saying, Franco Nero from the USA, the fact-sharing formula is making the majority of the governors extremely lazy, over-dependent on FG, lack of deep thinking. These governors must wake up and begin to use the vast resources within their disposal to generate massive economic activities in their various states. Expansive land in the north and massive mineral resources in the south and human capital are enough to make positive economic and security difference. May God help and heal our land. Franco Nero from the US. Good morning. Hello.
Morning. How are you this morning?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you? What's your name?
I'm good. My name is Mr. Chike. I'm calling from Isolo.
Welcome, Chike from Isolo. Go ahead.
Yeah, my contribution would be very brief. I want to talk about some people that are saying that if you increase the minimum wage, it will or rise the cost of living in Nigeria. I want to correct that impression because it's a very, very wrong assertion. Increasing pay to citizens has nothing to do with increment in the food and services in the country. What makes those stocks to go up is simple. It's inflation. It's inflation and the devaluation of naira. It's very simple. Then coupled with the issue of subsidy removal. So, I don't know why someone would think that if you increase workers' pay, then the price of goods and services will arise. How can it arise? Prior to this time, when there was no increment, how many of those prices went up? It went up because simple, Nigeria is experiencing bad governance. Okay? The government lacks vision. They are confused about how to go about our economy. And let me tell you, all over the world, what determines who wins the election today is economy. All over the world.
Okay.
Economy. And unfortunately, we got it wrong here. We have people in power who don't know what to do to make our economy run.
Okay.
You remove the subsidy, although it's not subsidized yet, but we all know that you remove the subsidy and you are paying higher subsidy as of today.
Okay.
Then tell me why the price of goods and services is not going to go up.
All right. Thank you very much. All right. Okay. The timekeeper didn't waste time there. 90 seconds. It was slightly above, but thank you very much for your call. Hello. Good morning. Hello. How are you?
I'm fine. Good morning, Madam Kodele. How are you this morning?
I'm very fine. Thank you. Your name?
Daniel Fortidimu.
Aha. Welcome, Daniel. 90 seconds. I remember when I start saying, okay, time don't finish. All right, carry on.
Okay, yeah. I concerning the labor matter, I was one of those people who said that labor shouldn't have stopped that right until the federal government do something reasonable about the increment of their pay. But unfortunately, they stopped the strike, and the federal government decided to add only 2,000 naira, which is not right. Madam Kodede, listen, I used buy particular software, cross software before for 10,800 naira. But as at Sunday, I went back there, it is 11,000 naira. I couldn't buy. Do you know that tomato, the basket of tomato is 220,000. The main basket of tomato, not small one, is 220,000 naira. Go to Ketu Market and verify. Yesterday, I bought tin tomato for 6,000 naira. This is the Rika tin tomato. 6,000 naira. What I used to buy for 1,800 before. So how would they cope? How would they cope? Imagine. So what would 6,000 naira do? So honestly, it's not. I don't want to say anything negative, but I don't know where we are heading. I don't know where we are heading.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Daniel. From YouTube, Philip Chira, you're saying good morning. I don't agree with Rufai on the 6 years terms for Niger presidency. I think we should start from the next Jew zone, that is Southeast zone. FG should pay minimum wage of 100K, full stop. Wisdom Amadi, you asking, where is Mary? Well, she's moved on to other things, bigger, better things, and we'll be happy with her to support her too. Prince Hiotek from Arena Market, good morning to you too. You say it's a beautiful Tuesday morning. There's no rule of law in the country. How can those who defected to APC that court affirm them as members of PDP? Look at Benin Republic, who's not up to, or half of Lagos beats Nigeria. In fact, Professor Chinua Achebe wrote a novel titled Things Fall Apart when everything was all right. If Nigeria as a country wants to get things right, let them give the rightful winner of 2023 election his mandate. Secondly, the poor are marginalized. Let the federal government pay labor the reasonable minimum wage. Also, subsidize food. Prince Iotek, that was from you. Good morning. I got you. Oh, wow. Your message is long, 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 long. Chooks Emmanuel from Satellite Town. Good morning. You say, I'll repeat what I said yesterday. The payment of all allowances for Nigerian workers, e.g., newspaper allowance, wardrobe allowance, as senators are paid, should be abolished for all state and federal workers. Whatever is the worker's total monthly take-home should be his or her monthly salary, and they'll pay taxes on them. Let's see how these senators and House members will be comfortable receiving monthly salaries of 15 million to 30 million naira as reported. The way the Nigerian economy is now, these senators and House members should not have a total monthly take-home of anything over 5 million naira salaries. They should never earn more than members of the Nigerian Supreme Court. The salary hierarchy should be the president, the members of the Supreme Court, the vice president, the senators, House members, ministers, and civil servants, because they all make of the government. I'm adding civil servants to that your lineup. I also have your message here, TC from Ojo. Thank you for your kind words. The current crop of people we have today as leaders in Nigeria are not patriotic. They just grab power for personal gains. While they are telling Nigerians to be patient and not enjoy that things will be okay, they say they cannot pay minimum wage of 250K. But the government is busy renovating VP's house for 21 billion naira. Can they build a 4-room bungalow for the VP and save money for important things? The looting under APC since 2015 has been massive. Thank you, Rufai, for your honest analysis. TC from Ojo. And the number is 0700 903 903 903. And you're next. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Korea, good morning.
Good morning. How are you this morning?
I'm fine, Mr. Ben from Eva.
Welcome, Mr. Ben. Go ahead.
Your line, man, American visa.
Say that again?
I say you're lying, the American visa to get you now.
No vex, so my brother. Na the dollar rates.
It's a good problem, a very good problem. May you go find sponsors now.
Make we go find sponsor, Abi. They go come by the grace of God.
You have the ability now. So maybe the sponsor you show.
Okay, now.
Take money to enter our hand.
Ngwano. Thank you.
You know that. You know that. Because the Africa will spend $2.5 billion to service loan in 5 months. If dollar is 1,005 per dollar, that means about 900. Nigeria is spending about 900 billion to service loan every month. I know that the service loan is just to pay the interest of the loan.
You've not started paying the loan, no?
You don't started paying the loan. It's a foolishness. We type of people are ruling us, and they are still collecting more. How much are we spending upon ourselves now? We are giving this. That is why they are giving personal loan or not. So that every month they will be collecting 900 billion to service loan, and they will just go to bed. They will not do any other work again. They are collecting it from African country. That is total foolishness. And they concerning what to continue to say there is fully nonsense. What we need is total discard of the 1999 constitution. Throw it away. Make another constitution. Because at the end of the day now, Mr. President will still appoint INEC chairman, and everything will work for his favor. Whether 10 years, 5 years, or 4 years, or 6 years. Check and the concerning military, that is.
All right, the line went off. Hello, good morning.
Cordelia, good morning.
Morning, how are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm very well, thank you. Is this Battest?
Yeah, Battest calling from Egbeda.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. Paying the minimum wage of 250,000 will not solve the problem because it's going to cause an heavy inflation. What the government is supposed to do is to tackle insecurity so that our farmer can go back to the farm, open border so that the food can be coming in. During Jonathan time, PDP, can't you see how we are buying things? Would Nigeria complain that things are very hard, no food to eat, this and that? These people, they're supposed to know what to do now. Must someone come and tell them, say, this is what you're supposed to do? They don't have advisors and other things. I'm tired of all this type of thing. Look at today now. He said that some people went to government secretariat in Abuja to go and steal ram because of Salah. Because they don't have anyone to eat. That's why they go and steal. So I don't know. I keep on saying, I don't know whether they are hearing us.
Must they eat ram? No excuse for stealing. Must they eat ram? Maybe they chop fowl.
Maybe they don't even see fowl to eat.
Oh yeah, chop fish.
Cordelia. Okay, bye.
Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning, Madam Cordelia.
Good morning, sir. What's your name?
Yeah, my name is Friday. I'm calling from Ajawisi.
All right, Friday calling me on Tuesday. Turn down the volume on your radio set. Now go ahead.
Yeah, you see, I think Mr. President tell us at the initial time last year, May, say that he's going to focus on farming. It would have more better if focus on this abado that he put since over 1 year. We will not see the abado. It was more better than all the things we are doing. That is awarding contract to Calabar Express, signing 90 billion go to Saudi Arabia too. Why not use this money focus on farm so that people will have food? I know how many people I'm giving food since all these days. I know how it's eating me in my body.
God will supply. Thank you.
Not get anything from Mr. President for 1 year. He will recover all his money he spent. All these things I think is scam.
All right, Friday, thank you very much. And thank you for helping people. Thank you so very much. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Cordelia.
Good morning. How are you?
How are you? I'm fine. And you?
I'm fine. Oh, how is Spain today?
Yeah, well, okay. We're fine here.
All right, Nadi, go ahead.
Okay. Well, Cordelia, let me just try if I can add my voice to within this at least
90 seconds.
90 seconds, right?
Yeah.
Okay. let me just start with this this Nigeria judges. And the problem these people will create, I don't know. I pray let it start from their family. Look at they don't go through constitution again. The problem these people create in Nigeria, I pray that issue should start from them. If not, Nigeria would have been on fire. If Obi was a die-hard politician, maybe Obi said no, I would not agree. These people still don't want to learn. I pray the problem they will create in Nigeria, it will start from their family. They will not escape it. Then let me go to this AFCC. EFCC, I don't know what these people really want. They went to pick Yaya Bello. Yaya Bello escaped. The next day, Yaya Bello was just asserting himself, trying to just make anyone just to show them his talent. They will become afraid. This man was just training himself to show them that anybody that can come his way, he will deal with them. They become afraid. The next thing this man said, we just once if he did not pick this Yaya Bello, he will resign. Up to now, the man is still in power. He's still in the FCC. Only to pick people that is managing their life. Anyone that with a laptop, they will just pick the person. Let Nigeria unite against these people. They do not pick out these people like Ganduja on these people. They should not. Okay. They should not let them again pick anybody.
Okay. All right, Nadi. Have a good day. But I'm sure it's not everybody with license. With laptop, they check. Prove your innocence. But we do not really agree with that modus operandi, though I don't agree with it myself. Thank you. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, my sister. This is Mazi from Germany.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Yes, Inan, how are you doing?
Very fine. Niche, bright niche. That's Mount German. Don't worry.
Okay. Yeah, my sister, my beautiful lady with a golden voice.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's awesome hearing you every morning.
Thank you.
Look, about labor union, right? And I had Nigerian senators or politicians threatening them, threatening them of treasonable felony if they go to what they call strike against shutting down
the national grid.
Yeah, I love this. These people, our politicians, they don't know that they're in democracy. Look over here in Germany. Do you know how many times these people have gone to strike? Everywhere shut down, including the airports, including train stations. But because they don't have strong union in Nigeria. Over here, we have a lot of them, Igi Metal, all of them, millions of people are members. And that's why the government does not want them to go to strike. They always negotiate with them, always. Sometimes they will give them, okay, go to strike for a day, and the negotiation continues. Or sometimes they tell them 5 hours, and then it continues. Let me tell you, the problem is that those people, they don't know what is called democracy. Okay. If they know, they won't be telling those people don't go because they threaten them for treasonable felony. Okay. Oh, thank you, my sister.
Thank you, Mazi. Have a beautiful day. Have a beautiful day. Thank you very much. Let's take yours. Hello, good morning. Hello. I've picked your call.
Hey, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. How are you? Could you speak a little louder? Parlez plus fort. What's your name?
My name is I'm calling from Lagos.
Your line low. Your line never get ginger. Oh, please call. Okay, try call back. Change location and call back. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, Cordelia. This is Ben from USA.
Hi, Ben. Good morning. You got 90 seconds. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was listening to what it was saying, so I wanted to make my own contribution to tell Nigerians that it's high time they really need to, sit up and, stop deceiving themselves. Tinubu is not there to help. If Tinubu is empowered to really help, he will start fixing the judiciary system. He will start fixing the insecurity. And, he's not doing anything. Everything they're just doing is just a game. So Nigerians should actually sit up. If they don't sit up, no help is coming their way. I heard them calling this person, say, oh, Tinubu, how can Tinubu fix insecurity? How can they fix all these things when they're the big ones, controlling all this stuff and utilizing it, using it is to their own advantage, the insecurity. They would have released Nnamdi Kanu, and I keep saying it, releasing Nnamdi Kanu, then go and dialogue with every other person that is angry, because the mandate is not even your mandate, it's the mandate of Peter Obi. Now, after the election, I decided to support Biafra. And I keep saying it. I wasn't in support of Biafra.
All right, Ben.
I was in support that we should have one Nigeria.
Okay, hold on, Ben.
Because they went through the wrong way,
Ben,
I decided to. Yes, ma'am.
Can you hear me, Ben? There was something you said. That's a very huge allegation, and I don't think we should be saying that right on the air like that. When you say they're using the insecurity to their own benefit, I don't think that should be something we should be saying in a public forum like that. No. I understand you.
The reason why I said that is because the insecurity in Southeast is affecting our family, is affecting our loved ones, but they know how to solve this insecurity, but they choose not to. They choose to turn blind eyes to the whole insecurity, the whole stuff going on in Southeast.
All right, Ben. 90 seconds. But before you go, understand, so that our next conversation, it will be smoother. What I'm saying is this: in the public forum like this, with people with different diverse opinions and all the diverse opinions, I think you said what you had to say. We would say it in such a way.
Well, that is my opinion.
Yeah,
so that is my opinion.
Yeah, I get you, Ben. I get you, yes. Ben. I get you, Ben. Thank you so much, Ben. Now, Ben, we all have our opinion, I believe I have my opinion, but sometimes we moderate the opinion so it doesn't incite things nor heat up the polity more. That's why we do that. But in other fora, we can say everything in pidgin, ho-ha. But on the air, we have to, I'm sure you understand me perfectly, Ben, and I'm sure every other person understands me too. I'll take a minute or so to quickly read a couple of messages, and quick one at about 10:30 if we do come back. I'll read the other messages, and then we'll also talk about this lawmaker seeking 6-year tenure for presidency or for a president. From Mazi Ugochukwu, aka Elder General Isheri Oshun, fighting for food security is not bad, but will Fulani cows allow the crops to survive? Our lawmakers should start thinking how to grow our economy, not talking about duration of tenure. Please free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for that's full stop. For Super Eagles, our politicians should stay away from our sports. And I got you, Olushesi Aderoju from Satellite Town. Bill proposed to have 2 vice presidents and 6-year single term not advisable, but 5-year single term and 1 VP very okay. Mr. Rufai asking why Comrade Joe Ajero travel for conference. The man go for Estacodo, leaving what he started to other comrades to settle. Now so you think, now let him hear you. I think it's ILO now. So Adigbo, Chineke o cha. Adigbo Kwenu, you guys are gonna see her soon. I got yours, Mr. Dewale. Thank you for sending all these from ATL. You have messages broken down here, and you're saying, can we beam a searchlight on the tax collection and collectors? And thanks to Mr. Rufai, but do they have account receivable, or are they just doing tax and spend? How much Egunjan Akwapin takes effect in the process of tax collections in Central Lagos? For we seek to know. Yeah, you say Harry Ogada from Palm Grove, no matter what we say and suggest, since lies and insincerity have become the norm in our country, Nothing will work. God hates it. May God have mercy on us, and I pray it does work, and I pray we do the right thing. Good morning to you too. Abiodun. Okay, you're greeting everybody. My sister, do you know that the 6 years idea will now go to two terms, which totally means 12 years to show us Pepe? My name is Camilo Balogun, aka Kashikapo, from Kirikiri Town. Love you too. You're making us happy always. Oh, I'm glad you're happy. All right, I won't try read as many messages, but no, there are plenty. I will still have to wait. I'll take them. Adigbo Titi. Good morning, Cordelia. My fav in one of the radio stations in Edo State. Oh, that's olden days of Bender Broadcasting till Edo Broadcasting. Wow, God bless you. Nice to hear from you. Wow, let me say that too. All right, Adigbo, we're crossing to your time now. I've already opened this message. I better not vex me. I quickly run through. Good morning, Nigerians. What is happening to us as a people? This proposal at the House of Representatives for single 6-year term and regional vice presidency, will it be the solution to these mirage of problems? Please, which democratic nation in the world is practicing the settlement type of democracy? Are we okay? Why not propose a devolution of power that will make the states be productive as they're done in states like California, New York, Arizona, Kansas, Alaska, etc. in the United States that we patterned our democracy after? Comrade Godfrey from Surulere. I have no answer, but we'll do it again. 10:30. I'll be back and we'll talk about it even more. And I think we'll let you hear the full press conference so you hear everything completely. Adigbo, you get party. You too fine. Hey.
Good morning.
Morning. I did warn you.
Good morning, Delia.
Thank you.
How was the night?
Very fine, thank you. So what's going on?
Yeah, I have a lot this morning. You can see that I'm so happy.
My sister,
I'm so excited.
Even your eyebrow is happy.
Yo, I'm eyebrowing.
So
what I go?
Who's your
I'm not happy.
Today?
I'm not happy. See what happened yesterday? Nigeria versus Benin Republic. World Cup qualifiers.
Hey.
2-1.
Benin. Mr. Peter beat me. Mr. Peter is my pen.
Nigerians are calling for NFF to sack Finidi George. That he's wearing this big shoe.
Oh.
They said this shoe is too much for you.
They should sack Finidi. They should sack Minister. They should sack even the people who went to watch the match. Because as it is now, we don't even know whether we'll go to Canada, Mexico, and America. We know
the 2026 World Cup.
Make we stay house. Let us all of us stay house.
Together, in fact, arrange what they happen.
Let's settle country. So they should sack Finidi, sack the minister, sack everybody when you go watch that match from Nigeria.
Where go there? Go
yes.
Watch me. I watch them from Nigeria.
Sack you too.
Nothing concern me.
Abiodun Ojedeji, thank you. That name nearly hook. But what do you get today now? Make I step.
Plenty. You have enough.
All right. See you guys later. Bye.